Alright. I think my download's done. Let's go make some Dungeons and Dragons. You know, I like Zeldathon, but I don't like The Legend of Zelda that much. I think it's a mediocre franchised adventure game. That is a stereotype of itself. Oh, never mind, guys. TS Gaming said finally, so I'm going to wait 5 minutes to start. What do you think about that, TS Gaming? Dude, I can prove to you guys that the Zelda isn't very good, and that it's just nostalgia. I can, prove it to you guys. If you have an open mind. If you have an open mind and a strong heart, I can prove it to you. Dude, I'll get MC. I will get MC for Dead Bones' Super Debate, and I will debate why The Legend of Zelda sucks with him. I'll do it. I'll make it it'll be a podcast. You can have your MC gamer knower of all Zeldas to try and defend it. Dude, I won't lose that debate. It's really easy. Nintendo is a company built on franchises. It's really funny because they're known for innovation, but when the innovation in their games very rarely comes from gameplay, and it almost always comes from their hardware division. Whereas the gameplay innovations in Nintendo are abysmal. They're non-existent. What would you say Legend of Zelda is? I just gave $100 to Zeldathon. I'm allowed to shit on the Legend of Zelda game. Not Zeldathon. Zeldathon's amazing. Okay, I just want to let you know. What type of game is Legend of Zelda? Would you say it's a story-driven game? Would you say that Legend of Zelda is a story-driven game? Where you play it for the story? No? Yes? Probably most of you would say no. There's not a lot of story. You're saving a princess. Most of the time. Sometimes you save your sister, who also turns out to be a princess. Well, I guess in that case, the ship captain was the princess. Would you say it's a puzzle solver? A puzzle solving game? I think that would be a good way. I think people would say Zelda is like a puzzle solve action game. So, what would you call a puzzle game that has the exact same puzzle in every single iteration of the game? That's a good puzzle solving game? Where if the exact same puzzle is reused over and over and over, and they have the same 10 fucking puzzles put in every single game, that's the good game? So we don't like it for the story. You know, the story's, saving a princess, not a lot to it. Hell, man, MC's gotten more lore out of the CDI games of Legend of Zelda than normal Zelda games. So you got this, you got a story-based puzzle-solving adventure game. But the puzzles are always the same. The story is always the same. So what? What's good about it? I love how you guys counter like argument here is like shitting on Pokemon. Yeah, that's why I don't generally like the normal Pokemon games. I like the mods, the modified Pokemon games. What, do you want me to agree with you that Pokemon... Dude, most of my Pokemon content is about shitting on Pokemon. What? What? Come on, Twitch, if you're gonna argue, why are you irrelevantly pointing out things I like as counter-arguments? No, that's not how you argue. You guys are trying to take this off topic. We're clearly talking about The Legend of Zelda. So... What makes Zelda a good game? What makes this non-progression based adventure game that has, give or take, 10 to 20 hours of content, with no story, and the same puzzles and items used from game to game, from iteration to iteration? Would you say Zelda's an innovative game? Where? Maybe Ocarina of Time? But then again, you already had Super Mario 64. Did you say the first one? Well, I don't know if you would call the first one even very innovative. So, again, what part makes it a good game? Is it the nostalgia? Ah, it's the nostalgia. They're not even necessarily released a lot. Like when people see like that new Zelda game that's coming out and they saw the CGI cutscene, they got all hyped. And that's mind-boggling to me. I would say The Legend of Zelda is an average game, filled with average puzzles, an average story, average innovation. I think it's the pinnacle of averageness. Here comes a boss. I wonder how much health that boss has. Oh, you have to hit it 3 times? Oh, okay. Oh, wait, it has multiple phases. That means you hit it either 6 or 9 times. Got it. My favorite Zelda game is Wind Waker, which weirdly enough, when it came out, was not popular. I wonder if it's because it wasn't nostalgic enough. I'm not really trying to make good arguments. I'm actually trying to waste 5 minutes for... what was the guy who I said I wouldn't start for 5 minutes? Alright. As long as nobody says finally that we could start. I'm actually still downloading. It's 16 gig. I'm sorry. I got like 2 gig to go. It was all TS Gaming's fault. This is what my stream should be. My stream should just be nothing. I should call it the nothing stream. Nothing's happening. This stream. Emphasis. Are you gonna do something, Rob? The answer is no. I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing. Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens. Stream. That I've just trumped Krendor. He can do non-content for YouTube. I'm doing non-content for Twitch. Technically, most content on Twitch is non-content, but Saw a Tumblr post the other day. They were mad at Nintendo because Pokemon couldn't be homosexuals. I thought that was weird. That somebody had a problem with Pokemon because the Pokemon couldn't be gay. That's kind of weird. Because really, Pokemon don't have relationships with each other. They are forced into sexual labor to produce offsprings. So of course Pokemon can't be gay. That would make it a very different game if you were forcing them together to not produce offspring. That would, I think, that would up the ESRB rating. So I've learned that if ever you want to say something very ridiculous, all you have to say is "I saw on Tumblr," and everyone immediately now assumes that it could have happened. That's all you gotta say. What interests me is that every single internet community seems to think they're above every other internet community. It's most prevalent in websites like Reddit, where every user seems to think they are more intelligent than other YouTubers or other anyone, YouTubers, Facebookers, any internet community. You'll see them be like, "Ugh, YouTube comments are literally the plague." When if you scroll down to the bottom, there's all these comments just hidden. And the comments are just like, "Man, I wish I could see the tits on that Pikachu." And it's just like, why would you post this on the internet? You click the user, he's got a link to his Facebook. You can see where he lives, yet he has no problem just going online and talking about Pikachu's tits. One of my funniest things that people love to do now is anytime you go to a video that's linked from Reddit, you will see the fedoras and what's her name? Berta Lovejoy. Like, and people get so mad at them. It's like the greatest troll characters ever. And people like to say, like, look how terrible YouTube is. And it's like, no, those are the exact same people from your community. They're just making fun of you. That is the truth. The truth is, all communities, once they reach a certain critical mass, kind of suck. Like, people will be like, Call of Duty. Those fucking guys are terrible. And it's like, no. They're the exact same. They're the same guys that are playing League of Legends. They're the same guys who are playing World of Warcraft. They are the same guys that are playing Minecraft. It's just, you mostly play Minecraft by yourself or on your small private server with the guys at school or work. The only difference between some of these communities is how they're moderated. That's all. A community that's more heavily moderated is just going to be generally nicer. That's all. The less moderated it is, the more toxicity you're going to have in it. Does anybody here actually wear a watch anymore? And not like, oh, I get this cool tech watch that connects to my phone. No, I just mean like wears like a watch to tell the time. Why do you guys wear watches? Do you not have phones? Are there people here that actually have a watch and a phone? Does your phone not have a watch application? I must assume that there are... Is there anybody here that wears a watch, but not for a style reason? Like, you know, if you're wearing a watch because it just looks good with the rest of what you're wearing, that's understandable. It's a fashion thing. Does anybody actually wear a watch for the functionality of going, hey, Dave, what time is it? It's 5:28 p.m. Okay. Everybody calm down. Calm down. You're all answering questions at once. Here we go. I'm going to ask you the question. Does anybody wear a watch not for aesthetics, okay, and they own a phone, and the watch itself is a fucking digital watch? So it's not even like, you know, the normal two-hand watch that's stylish or anything. It's actually just a digital watch. It basically just looks like your phone, only you don't have to pull it out of your pocket. Can we get some? Yeah, I see a lot of yeses, but can we get some answers, guys? We need some stories on why you would wear a watch, not for style, and not because you don't own a phone. Did someone give you the watch? Do you feel like, well, I own this watch. I mean, I have to wear it. I wear my watch for the sole purpose of telling the time. I hate taking out my phone for taking out the time. You know, it's not a digital watch, but it's not a very fancy watch. But it's not a digital watch, so... It's easier than pulling out a phone. Just a flick of the wrist and I can see it. Do you guys need to know the time? What lifestyle do you have where you need the convenience of knowing the exact time? Like, if I don't see a clock for 5 hours, I can probably guesstimate the time between 2 hours. You know what I mean? I'm probably safe. Why would you need to, ease of use? That's what you guys are coming up with. Ease of use. I go scuba diving on weekends, and I do scuba diving on weekends, and I'm lazy to take it off during the regular days before. But yeah, see, there's a reason. Scuba divers have not invented scuba phones. Get on it, scuba diver foundations. Yeah, school has clocks in the classrooms. Schools without clocks that don't let you have phones. I don't even know why schools don't let you have phones. It doesn't make sense to me. How would I Google shit to make sure the teacher's telling me, you know, what's right? Like, that would be bull. If I was in school today and they said I couldn't have my phone in class, I'd be like, bullshit. I want to fact check my teacher. What's the worst that can happen? I'll be in a debate with the teacher about the things she's teaching about. Oh, but you'll just text with students. Who cares? What do you care? What do you care? If the students don't want to learn, don't teach them. Boom. You think because I don't have a phone means I'm listening to you? There are two types of students. Ones who want to learn, ones who don't want to learn. If they don't want to learn, let them sit on their phone and shut the fuck up. That's fine. Math test without a calculator. Look, if I can do the mathematical equation on a calculator, why are you teaching me this equation? If I can just Google it. Why? What job will I need? Oh, this only very specific form of engineering? Well, how about I learn that form of mathematics when I get to that career opportunity? We should have a classroom. I want you guys to see if you agree with me, okay? How about this? Okay, let's get rid of grade 3 math, okay? Instead of grade 3 math, what if we had a class called How to Google? You know, I don't actually know how to Google things very well. There's like, there's brackets and there's different ways you can Google things for exact things. I never really learned that. I'm sure I could go look it up online, but I feel like that's something I wish I would have learned. How to properly Google shit. Wouldn't that be nice? Imagine if you actually took a bunch of grade 1 kids and you taught them how to search things. And they'd be like, but what should we look for? And they'd be like, anything. Sure, you'd have a couple kids that look like boobs, but they apparently want to learn about boobs. You'd have other kids that want to learn about race cars. You'd have other kids that want to learn about, the terrors of Hitler. If I had a kid, man, I would teach him how to Google. He'd be like 7. And he'd come in here and he'd be like, Daddy, I have brand new news for you. And I'd be like, what? Did you know that the Japanese first Famicom disk system was actually red and white? And not the gray color that we got known as the NES Nintendo. I'd be like, oh man, that's worth... You're filling your childhood brain with that? Man, just go watch SpongeBob. At least then you might develop some comedic timing or something. Who the fuck gives about the history of video games? That's like if they actually start teaching you a class. If you're deciding, like, you're picking your college courses, your high school courses, and they're like, there's this new one. Whoa, this music's way too epic. There's this new fucking class in your school, and it's like the history of video games. Holy shit! Just fucking. There's nothing. What are you gonna learn? Watch a 40-minute YouTube video on it. Don't take a class on it, because they're gonna make them. There will be the history of video game classes in colleges, and that is called spending $10,000 on nothing. That's what I would go with. I think it was like 2 years ago. I was at a friend of a friend's apartment, and she was a Korean lady. And she had a little Korean boy who was about 3 years old who understood iPads. And he was like searching for things, and like he knew how to search on YouTube for videos of cars. Like the actual Pixar or DreamWorks Cars thing. He knew how to find YouTube videos. That was mind-blowing, man. When I was his age, I couldn't jump over the gap in Super Mario Bros. 1. Because you had to hold down 2 buttons. And at no point did they... It's so fucking bizarre. Every video game I play these days, the tutorials are endless, and they're never ending. And some games feel like by the time you finish the tutorial, the game ends. And they didn't have tutorials like in video games. They had an instruction booklet. And most of those were worthless. I don't know why games always feel the need to teach me how to play. I like just not knowing how to play. Except Minecraft. I didn't like having to Google shit. Man, I feel bad for people who played Minecraft with one monitor. Or on like the Xbox or something. Like, I know the Xbox had like a crafting menu and they taught you stuff, but man, if you actually learned how to play Minecraft with one monitor, oh man. Makes me feel like I'm a higher class millionaire or something. Higher class gaming millionaire. Oh, I have 2 monitors. You poor gaming peasants with your 1 monitor laptops. Looking it up on your phone while you play your video game. God, man, a lot of people must have done that. Just looked up crafting recipes on their fucking phone. Some of us have memory. Fuck you. What do you mean you have memory? I don't care if you think you can remember all the crafting recipes in goddamn Minecraft. You still have to look them up. You have to look up what you can do. Oh, hey, this is done. Okay. Well, we can do stuff. You guys know that, like, a lot of things I just say are my opinion, and they're not actually facts, and that you're fully capable of agreeing or disagreeing with facts, and in no way should you listen to all the words I say and decide to base all your life values on them, right? You guys understand that, right? I hope you do. Alright, what do I got here? What were we working on last time? So if I'm going to do this for New Year's, that's what I was going to do. I'm going to do this for New Year's. If I'm going to do this for New Year's, holy shit, I'm going to make a duplicate of this document, because apparently I give a link out and you guys are going to crash it. Alright. Dude, we live in a fucking sweet age. You know how awesome it is to be in the age we live in? Do you guys realize that poor people have it made? God. Imagine 100 years ago if you were at your like, think about where you are in society, okay? Most of us are all at the bottom. Now me, I'm slowly starting to make more and more money. And at some point, I might even become like middle class, so fuck you guys. However, I really hope you guys make that quote YouTube, because I'm seriously, I would love to have a YouTube channel that's just all the dumb things I've ever say. Okay?